And welcome to the Andrew Thunderdome. I'm Mike Brennan,
And I'm Ryan Witry.
and this is the Varsity Boys soccer game facing the Bolingbrook Raiders. Now, Bolingbrook, they've been a very offensive team, a lot of them going to the same soccer camp every single summer, having very pushed forward, extremely pushed forward playing style where they're very offensive and they just absolutely make amazing runs down the side of the field. And
And
it's
and it's
impressive what they can do.
worked for them thus far. They're 11-0-2. That is very impressive. The other night they beat Sandburg 5-0.
That was the JV team.
I'm sorry.
And then Andrew right now, I think only suffering 2 losses. They've had an amazing season this year.
Isn't it true that they've already doubled last year's win total?
They did that about 4th win.
But I mean, they're trying to bounce back from 2 very hard losses from Sandburg and Bremen.
You know, the Bremen loss, it wasn't the greatest game that was played by Andrew, but they still could have had that more toward the second half.
You know, you can tell that they just try and give it their all every game.
You know, who wouldn't give it their all every single game? You're out there for 80 minutes and you're down there and you want to win this game.
I mean, I'm surprised at how well they've adapted to pressure. I mean, they started the game this season 8-0. You just wanted to know, how they react to the pressure.
You know, the pressure change, a lot of players actually do better when they're under stress, under pressure, in that game situation. A lot of them really realize, hey, this is my time to shine. All these people are coming here to watch me. I got to show them what they want to see.
I mean, for the last couple of seasons, Andrew Soccer's been in a very dark place. I mean, we're trying to regain some of that shine we once had.
You know, a lot of the last few good teams was when Tom Saratori was still in the school. You know, you see him on the wall almost every time, and every single time I walk into the North locker room, I see his picture, and it really shows just why he's there if you've ever seen him play.
And you can tell that all these guys on there, they want their picture right next to Nick Saratori's.
Yeah, I think every single person wants that picture on the wall, and it'd be a great thing to see your pictures there forever.
I mean, we have a whole wall just dedicated to it. It's amazing, just to see where we've been and where we could be in the future.
And with Bolingbrook, last year, they had a very good season. And this year, they've had also a very good season. They've had many wins and not too many losses.
And I mean, while this is not a conference game, every game is important, especially against a team like Bolingbrook. I mean, it could prepare them for the playoffs.
And Andrew, they have a very strong defense, but their middle section just isn't as strong as many people would like to see.
I mean, there's always going to be a couple of complaints about the team. You just can't control some of that.
Yeah, that's something you can't control, but maybe flip-flopping a couple people in and just allowing for some more discipline from the players.
And I'm sure Coach Pat McDonald's been trying to work on that with these guys.
They should be focused.
As we can see, the players starting to file in.
And with senior keeper E.J. Kern having an amazing season so far for him, he was playing in the game at Tidal Park, and he started that game, and he finished the whole game only allowing 1 goal in due to a defensive blunder.
I mean, especially against a team like Revis, they've been very good this season. The Revis Ram Classic, that is their thing, and we showed them up that game.
And with the coaching staff, too, you also can't forget about those for Andrew. The coaching staff there, Coach Mack, he's pretty much everybody's mentor when they're out there. And there's Mazden and Zulk. Zulk, he's more laid back, more chill, but when he needs something done, he gets it done.
And let's pause for the national anthem.
No, I'm going to zoom in on the flag. He needs to switch to you. It's like a tone. It's a very small tone. No, not me. Sorry about all that. Sorry. You kept me live on that. Wish you didn't.
And we're back after some technical difficulties from the national anthem.
Mike, what do you think Coach Pat McDonald is trying to drill into his players for a key to the game?
You know, Coach Mackey, I'm really a man of few words, just like Coach Zolk, but what I really think he said to his players was, figure it out.
And I'm sure they know what it is.
And so with Bolingbrook set to kick off, what do you really think is going to be expected after the opening kickoff?
You know, I think as soon as they kick off, it's going to be intense, hard action. And they're going to be trying to crash downfield, and they're off. Andrew regains possession.
And with Matt McLaughlin taking down the field, to Lauren Leisha.
You know, he's
Lauren
been very...
Leisha back to Cantor.
Cantor trying to maintain possession. He's passing it back.
And right now, Bolingbrook, you really can see them. They're pushing very hard.
Number
right now.
11, Cujo Nakate. Oh, it's being taken back by number 15, Blake Van Bruggen. He's a sophomore. Passing it to number 7, Brett Cantor.
And Lauren Leisha looking at his options now. And it's a short cross and not place where you would like it to be to Jesus Mendez. And all ball played up to Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen, he was actually a freshman playing varsity. He went all conference as a freshman.
You know, it's amazing what this kid can do. And it's amazing to think that he's a sophomore. He's still around for 2 more seasons, Mike.
You know, he's a great player, and everybody on the varsity team recognizes that.
I mean, nobody tried to give him any stuff because he was a freshman. They realized that he came here to play, and that's what he did.
And it looks like the keeper for the Raiders is a little unsure about his kick.
Now, is this unusual, Mike?
You know, a lot of time at earlier levels, you do see other players taking a goal kick, but at a varsity level, you'd think a keeper would be taking his own.
So some very unusual stuff from the Raiders. Right from Bruggen's got it right in front of the net. Being taken back by the Raiders.
Like Ayler stepping, getting around.
Hey, thank you. I just wanted to respond.
Matt McLaughlin getting the ball. And the cross. Header by Jesus Mendez.
Kept by the keeper. So, looks like he's going to kick it off right now. Very high kick. Not a whole lot of distance, I believe.
Yeah, especially with the wind to his back, you'd think the punt would at least go a little bit farther than that.
Perhaps there is a reason why he didn't take that goal kick earlier.
Cantor stepping, winning.
This T-ball defense has been very, very solid so far.
Mike Ayler's now at the ball. Ayler's not being able to play keeper anymore like he normally has in the past.
And I mean, I think it's very difficult, as we well know. He's also the kicker for the varsity men's football team. You know, as a crossover athlete, how hard is it to do this?
You know, a lot of the time it's really just more of the practices that are harder. The games, they don't conflict too much, but the practices and games and the practices and practices. Same time, it's a tough thing to manage, but like athletes have done in the past, like Ehlers does now.
And the ball is going out for an Andrew throw. So, trying to get the ball back into play. Not a lot of options.
Cantor with the throw. Headed up high by a Raider.
So back to number 21.
Colin McLaughlin.
And it's deep in Raider territory and bounced out of bounds.
This ball will be an Andrew throw.
Okay.
To be taken by Rory Burke. Correction, it's a Bolingbrook throw.
Oh, pardon us. There's just a flurry of action down there. Looks like there's going to be a kick.
Not too much distance.
No, it was very low. So.
Ball played inside to Van Bruggen.
And he's trying to burst it out. He's passing it deep. It's a 2-on-1. And
The shot just
misses.
wide.
You know, as we can see from this couple early minutes, the Andrew Thunderbolts, they've been preparing. They came out to play tonight.
Header by Van Bruggen.
Lauren
Leisha now fighting for the ball.
And there's a whistle on the play.
And it looks like it's a call for pushing.
So another kick. And it's pretty nice distance on that.
Getting over Pokey's head.
And a shot off goal.
Ball straight out of bounds. Didn't hit anything on the way out.
You want to try and attack the net, but at least try and hit something. So a corner kick. And
unexpected goal by Bolingbrook.
That was a tough one, Mike. You normally don't try and expect it off the corner.
You know, a corner kick is always a high risk, high action situation. And in that situation, it really seemed like Kern, he just wasn't really expecting a shot from that time.
I mean, as you've seen, the ball's been kind of picked up in midfield or closer to the Raider net. He maybe just fell asleep, he wasn't on his game. It can happen to the best of us, Mike.
And a throw in by Brett Cantor, short to McLaughlin. Cantor
Okay.
regaining control. Colin McLaughlin out with the ball. Van Bruggen out to Cantor. Cantor to McLaughlin. Van Bruggen again.
Leisha has been battling for the ball all night. He's really been like a bulldog for the Thunderbolts.
Mike Ehlers on the misplaced pass.
So with 33 minutes left in the first half, the Thunderbolts are losing 1-0. So
It seemed like that goal was just more of a lucky shot than actually a skillfully placed ball.
But this is soccer.
Ehlers poking the ball out of bounds.
So another throw in front for the Raiders. Are you surprised by anything so far in this game?
I'm actually more surprised at Bolingbrook. They haven't had more intensity than I expected. Seems more of a laid-back team at this moment.
Yeah, like I said, I expected a very high action, where's the ball kind of team, and we haven't seen that tonight. Okay, so it was 32 and a half minutes.
And Cantor now having tons of time playing it to Leisha. Leisha has a runner. Can't find him. Cantor with the ball. Out to Van Bruggen. Ehlers pushing it down to Mendez. McLaughlin out the ball. And a shot from out wide. Oh.
Over the net, out of play.
You know, in the past, I've seen Colin McLaughlin. He's hit the 45-yard free kicks. He's hit free kicks from just about any imaginable place on the field.
As we've seen tonight, he does have a cannon of a leg, Mike. And another impressive player on this team is Jesus Mendez. He's also a sophomore. Now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was called up to varsity last year, wasn't he?
As was Jonathan Sisida.
You know, this is a very young team, giving us hope for the future. As we know, we have a couple of JV players that are ready to burst onto the scene next year, such as yourself and even Lance Kasich.
And a free kick taken by Austin Storia.
He's deep off the field goal post.
It's a little bit too high from Glorin Leisha.
Mm-hmm. And another goal kick. Now let's see who's going to take it. It's going to be another player outside of the goal. And the kick. That
More
is
distance
deep.
than last time.
Mm-hmm.
Storia to Van Bruggen.
The Cantor.
Over to Cantor, pushing the field. Van Bruggen now.
Let's
looking
try
for
to
a
break
man.
free.
Glorin Leisha on the through ball.
Cross kept by the keeper. So with 30 and a half minutes to go, we're still losing 1-0.
You know, so far, I haven't really seen anything really exceptional from Bolingbrook like I expected. You know, a few absolutely great players. Seems like it's a team of more just average players at this point.
You know, it seems like they have one or two very good core players that they can't do without, and their remaining cast is fairly average. I mean, whereas with the Andrew team, we've got very exceptional players. So, Cantor's got the ball. Oh.
Tripped up. Referee could have played advantage on that play, but looks like he didn't see any.
Okay. So, it is a kick for looks like it's going to be...
Number 9, Austin Storia.
No.
Now to be taken by number 21, Colin McLaughlin.
So, he is a junior midfielder, 6'4", 175 pounds. He is a very tall boy, Mike. So,
And now a throw-in to be taken by number 7, Brett Cantor.
And it seems like he's a very big role player for these T-Bolts. Van Bruggen back to Cantor.
Leisha finding it. Shot! Deflected by the keeper over the goal.
No, that was an exceptional shot, you have to admit, Mike.
You know, the keeper in this spot, it didn't really seem like the save really was too exceptional at the point at this level, but it was a good save to keep his team in the running, though the shot was straight at him.
Yeah. So corner, and looks like Lisher tried to hit it.
Ehlers stepping.
And it looks like it's going to be out of bound on the Raiders. Number 8 is going to be doing the throwing. That's
Van
Van
Bruggen now.
McLaughlin.
Ehlers with a header into the box. Mendez with a kick.
And it's a goal! Goal for the T-Bolts, all tied up.
Mendez on an amazing shot, putting the T-Bolts back in 1-1. Jesus Mendez.
He's a sophomore, and as we've seen, he's been very exceptional this year. So as Bolingbrook's trying to recover. So about 28 and a half minutes left, out to number 20. So Bolingbrook's...
Leisha pressuring.
Leisha's got the ball.
Oh, miscommunication between Leisha and Mendez.
And Ehlers heads it back in. So kicking it back in deep.
Austin Storia playing it out, trying to find a man. He finds McLaughlin and Leisha. Leisha playing
Leisha's
Jesus Mendez through. Jesus. Ball still in. Oh,
This,
Leisha missing the shot.
you know, I hate to play woulda, coulda, but that could have been a very exceptional, could have been a goal. So, the ball's being kind of sloshed around at the moment.
Ayler's keeping up great pressure with the Raider. Trying to keep it in. Number 11 now. Shot.
Very high, kept by
Easy
EJ.
save for keeper E.J. Kern.
That is to number 7, Brett Cantor.
And the time is now 27:50.
Okay, so
Mike
Ayler's got
Ehlers
it.
now. Out wide.
Okay, so number 9, and that is being kicked out deep.
With the time now being 27:50. T-Bolts and the Raiders are tied 1-1.
This has been a very good game so far, Mike.
And a header out of bounds.
A throw-in for the Raiders.
Short throw.
And hit out of bounds by another T-Bolt. Another Raider throw-in. And hit
Out of bounds by an Andrew player that will result in a corner.
Do you think AJ's going to be a little more cautious on these corners?
You know, after every goal, the keeper's going to be a little bit more cautious, but you just can't really let it phase you too much.
Okay. Now they just tried a short pass. And that is kicked out of bounds. So keeper EJ Kern's going to take it.
You know, E.J. Kern, he's got a great boot, and I remember him training me before last summer. It really did help with my punts and with my kicks and just about everything else you could imagine.
And that's the great thing about our varsity, and there's a whistle on the play. I mean, they try and train the next generation so we can have continued excellence. So it looks like there's going to be a kick for Bolingbrook.
Free kick from about 28 yards.
Let's see what it's going to do.
A four-man wall.
And taken by Kern.
Kern
He's-
now with throw.
Thrown out to Brett Cantor. He's kicked it deep to Laurent. Headed by a Bolingbrook player.
Pokeshaval now getting the action. We haven't really heard much from him today.
No, I think that's fairly surprising. Okay, so
McLaughlin now.
right now the battle's just been primarily for possession here, as it's being deep in Andrew territory. Kicked out of bounds by an Andrew player. So that's going to be a thrown in by Bolingbrook.
And a short throw once again.
High kick, headed by number 11, Kujo Nakate.
Misplaced kick by Matt McLaughlin.
And
Kern
EJ
coming out to get the ball.
Now that's a very critical play, Mike.
You know, a lot of the time, the keeper, they really do have to come out and they have to make these saves, even though sometimes they'll know they're going to get kicked in the head or just kicked in general, and it's a sacrifice they have to make for their team.
I mean, there's no I in this team. I mean, everyone's doing this for the team. I mean, no one's trying to, protect their image.
And a nice reaction save by a Bolingbrook player.
That is number 13, Jose Barbosa.
Short punt now. Only about 25 yards.
Okay. So Brett Cantor's maintaining possession out of bounds.
Cantor heading it back into Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen to McLaughlin. And the line official calling that out. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that ball was out.
And neither do I. But I mean, he's got a much closer view than we do. So number 18 is throwing it in.
Mike Ehlers with the header straight down. Just unlucky on that one, seems.
So number 18 throws it in. So 18 Nick Goodell. So
Cantor attempting to... and it looks like Cantor has to go a little bit farther back, or correction, there will be a substitution.
now can you see who's being substituted?
From here, it looks like Brian Legatsky.
No, he's a senior midfielder.
He's a very short person for his age.
He's only 5'6". Okay. That's going to be kicked high, out of bounds, into the parking lot.
And a corner now to be taken by number 9 for the Raiders.
Number 9, that's Hugo Lopez. He is a junior forward. And another short kick.
Same thing as last time.
Fairly curious. And another goal for Bolingbrook with 22 and a half minutes left. You hate to see those.
You know, and that really wasn't a goal that was so technically sound, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't picture pretty, but
It got the job
it got
done.
the job done.
So now 2-1 Bolingbrook.
With
So-
20 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock.
So Andrew's trying to get his bearing back after that tough goal, but Cantor's got the ball now. Up to number 8, Matt McLaughlin. Kicks it deep to nobody, out of bounds. Got number 18 throwing it in.
Number 20 now.
That's number 20, Christian
Van
Gutierrez.
Bruggen slowing him down, but 20 still staying up. McLaughlin now with the ball after a stop by number 8, Matt McLaughlin. Offsides on Lauren Leisha and Jesus Mendez.
You know, in the midst of the game, he does kind of lose where you are. You know, you hate to see that. So another kick.
Short and low to Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen hits it up high.
So Lauren Lisha keeps it for the T-Bolts.
McLaughlin now with the ball.
So now number 11, Kujo Nakate. Pass it to number 10, Jonathan Velasquez.
Now on the left side of the field, they're fighting for possession in Andrew territory.
And another
A push
pushing.
by Colin McLaughlin. Number 5 to be taking the free kick once again. Andrew player is calling to hold the 18.
No, number 18, that's Nick Goodell. Number 20, that's blocked by an Andrew player. Now, what
Brian Legatsky now with the ball. Bringing it downfield. Trying to find a man through. Jesus Mendez having to hustle to get this one, but it looks like he won't.
out of bounds with about 20 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half. Now, what do you think, this being homecoming week, of course, what do you think that's done to these players?
You know, homecoming, it can be tiring, but it can also be a lot of fun for a lot of these guys out there because almost every single athlete you see in the school, they get really into Spirit Week because it's one of the only times of the year that they actually get a chance to really just kick back and relax.
I mean, this is their time. This is this is what they live for, I guess.
Van Bruggen with a little pretty pass to Cantor just didn't seem to work out in the end.
Okay, so it's Bolingbrook possession.
Cantor stepping. Staria now with the ball, taking big steps.
Now that's being kicked
Big
down
ball
deep.
down through. Keeper coming out. Seems like a keeper's really camping on his line. It's not what you really see out of a varsity keeper at this level.
No. No, that was actually kicked fairly deep. Down to about the midfield.
Number 20 now stealing away from Andrew possession. Storia with the clearing header. McLaughlin with another header. Mendez trying to step. And a foul against Bolingbrook on Mike Ehlers.
Now it's going to be kicked. That is high and fairly long. But it's being... Mike Ehlers got the ball.
Now Kyle McLaughlin out to Legatsky. Pokeshaval with the ball. Down into Storia. Storia switching the field to Brett Cantor.
Cantor's kept the ball. He's kicking it deep.
Trying to get a through ball out to Leisha. Leisha chipping the keeper. And it's a
Into
goal.
the goal! Glorin Leisha!
A great shot by Leisha. Really, it's a great time to come back with 18:38 left on the clock.
No, this is what you want to see. This has been a great game back and forth. You know, no one team's been able to get a very clear foothold on this game.
You know, with the score already being 2-2 with, almost 20 minutes left in the game, I'm really expecting more of a shootout than anything else.
It's getting exciting, Mike. Now the Bolingbrook players are getting ready.
Van Bruggen now with possession. To Sasida, Jonathan Sasida.
He's also a sophomore. So.
Kyle McLaughlin now losing control of the ball after some sloppy footwork.
Now they say that the riskiest time for goals right after you score one of your own. Do you think that's true?
A lot of the times you really do see a team just come right back and just shove it down the throat of your team and get that goal.
Okay, so
Rory Burke now. Header by Storia. Cantor now. Mike Ehlers checking to the ball.
So there's
Pokeshaval. And a great clear. Intended for Jonathan Sasida. Jesus Mendez trying to make a run. Has to beat his man. Out of bounds now.
So it's going to be a throw in deep in Raider territory. Now, what has stuck out to you during this game as we have 17 and a half minutes left in the first?
Bolingbrook, a lot of the times you see these types of schools with amazing footwork, but what it really seems, they just go and they just run it straight down the field. That's really all I'm really seeing out of them. Not very impressed by them.
True. I'm very surprised. I figured that this would be, like I said earlier, very high caffeinated, I guess. A lot of people just kind of bouncing around. But no, we haven't seen that. This game's been primarily at midfield.
Van Bruggen now stepping.
And that's going to be out. Bolingbrook throw.
Two Bolingbrook players subbing in.
Now, can you see their numbers? It looks like 7 and 11 are going out. That is Frimpong Sin Tim and Kujo Nakate.
Throw to be taken by number 18 for the Raiders.
Nick Goodell.
Cantor with the header.
Ehlers just missing with his head.
Tripping up on the ball, Van Bruggen stepping. McLaughlin now passing it up, trying to get it out to Sida.
Actually, I think that's Jesus Mendez. And that is out of bounds, I believe, on the Raiders.
It's with 16:03 left on the clock. Brett Cantor will be taking the throw. Quick one to Mike Ehlers.
Back to Cantor.
No, don't.
So number 9, he's charging up the field. This is what I was expecting out of these Raiders. Kicks it deep, and looks like there's going to be a pushing foul.
He'll be just outside of the box. Lucky for Andrew.
This is a very dangerous time. As we're trying to get ready for some more action here.
Kern calling for a 4-man wall with 3-man wall with Burke, Storia, and Van Bruggen.
And
offsides.
So it is going to be Thunderbolt ball.
With 15 minutes left on the clock, score is still tied at 2-2.
Looks like EJ Kern is going to be kicking it off. Oh. A short little kick.
Out to Pokcheval.
Back to number 9,
Sorry.
Staria.
Rory Burke now having some trouble settling.
Van
Van
Bruggen
Bruggen out to Cantor. Cantor looking for his options.
kicks it deep, trying to find Socida, finds a Raider instead.
Whoa, why is my camera really bright?
So Ehlers is able to wheedle the ball away from the Raider.
Luganski banging it up. Socida now with the run.
Now is he
And with the
gonna?
left-footed cross.
No, he finds Ben.
Rory Burke stepping inside the box. Ehlers, ball getting just around him.
9,
Cantor getting down.
and looks like he's able to. Oh,
Looks like the ball will be out on the Raiders.
it looks like number 9, Hugo Lopez, was in a little bit of pain after that play. So Kern ready to kick it back out into play. It's 13:30 left in the half.
Oh, that was bad.
Cantor now. Out to Van Bruggen.
Back to Cantor.
Sorry.
Cantor finding Socida.
He finds Leisha. He steps over.
Leisha
his
playing
man.
out wide to Burke. Burke taking the cross. Too
Leisha.
deep for Leisha to find.
That was very close, Mike. No, the goalie looks to be kicking it out
And the keeper having one of his nicer punts of the night.
out to midfield, but it finds a T-ball instead. Now, when you're doing those, it looks like Bolingbrook is.
Called for pushing.
Now, when you're kicking it off, are you looking specifically for one player, or are you just trying to get it as far away as possible?
You know, you're looking for the holes in their defense. The whole time you're analyzing the field, waiting for an opportunity that you see after multiple occasions on the same play.
Okay. As we just saw, number 13 kick it out of bounds. That is Rory Burke, the 5'9" junior.
And Blake Van Bruggen, we see him on screen right now. He's been a very big part of this game. You know, though he hasn't scored, he's had extremely well playing today and has really been a big part of this team.
And, I know a lot of people look for the goals, but, it's all the little things that really matter. Kick deep to number 9.
And out of bounds, called by the line official.
That's going to be thrown out by Mr. Brett Cantor. Now, he's had a very big role in tonight's game as he tries to find Jonathan Socida. And the linesman is
Calling
whistling.
this ball to be for Bolingbrook. With 11 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first half. Number 2 for Bolingbrook would be taking the kick.
And that's Freddie Ponce.
If not, it's only like a 5 second.
And as he kicks,
Yeah.
not a very high kick, but deep in Andrew territory, but recovered by the T-bolts.
And a ball played deep into Kern's box. Kern trying he gets it.
As he
Kern now looking at his options. And he rolls it out to Pokey. Pokcheval back to Storia.
kicks it out of bounds.
A miscommunication on that play.
And we've had a couple of those tonight. Are you surprised at all by that?
You know, a lot of the times you just really, it's hard to control everything that's going on the field, especially with all the excitement in. Maybe they made a practice that play during practice, but you can't get it every time.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
And it looks like that's going out deep.
Van Bruggen now man stepping hard onto him. Cantor now calling off Van Bruggen. Cantor looking for a man to pass to. He finds Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen down deep, trying to find Mendez or Burke.
Is it going to be switching?
As the Raiders kick it out. T-bolt ball.
And now Brett Cantor coming up to take the throw. Correction, Leisha to Cantor. Cantor finding Leisha once again. Four-man converging on him. Offsides on Jonathan Sisida.
No, that was very close.
You know, but the line official down there, he's right on that spot, and he saw better than we could have.
I guess that's why they pay him the money. So it looks like Van Bruggen is looks like he's got a guy downfield.
It's Legansky. Legansky was the cross. Sisida with the header.
And taken by the keeper with 9.5 minutes left to go.
You like that?
And that's kicked. Now one of his nicer punts. Now that's Cantor. Off to Leisha.
Burke checking too. Ball out of bounds on a Raider. Cantor now to be taking the throw in. Leisha shaking off Cantor, knowing a man's on his back.
And Sisida's got he's trying to keep it away from the Raiders. Off to Leisha. To Cantor. Who says this man?
Switching the field to Pokey, having two men converge on his location. Back to Kern. Kern having to clear it up.
Oh, it's
Not
off
the
to a
greatest
Raider.
clear. Kern!
Oh, off Kern in the goal. You hate to see those. And you can just see the agony on Kern's face. You can see where he thinks the ball hit him.
You know, a lot of times with keepers, you'll go and you'll always hear about the goals that they almost saved. You know, that's one of them, and hopefully Kern, you can see, isn't happy with that, and knowing him, he's going to come back and try to make another save.
And this is kind of surprising. I mean, it's already 3-2, not even the end of the first half.
Storia playing a ball deep to Legansky. Legansky cutting back one more time. With the ball played in side to side with some little bit of sloppy footwork on there.
Ehlers has got it.
Out to Van Bruggen to Ehlers. Storia now.
Try to keep it away from that Raider.
Storia goes and he plays it up. Finding almost no one, hopefully trying to find Sisida.
And he does.
Sisida to Mendez.
Back to Sisida.
Leisha now with the ball. Looking for options.
Leisha, look, he crosses it.
And a defensive header cleared out for a corner. Correction, looks like the line officials saw offsides on that play.
Really? And so you got 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Looks like it's going to be kicked off by a non-goalie. And the kick. Kick down to about.
Headed by Mike Ehlers to Van Bruggen. Cantor now. Out to Ehlers. Leisha having some nice touches on that one. Burke keeping control of the ball inbounds.
He's charging hard down the field.
Burke cutting back.
I know, I'm goofing around.
And that ball will be called out of bounds on a Raider now.
Really? So Burke's ready to throw it in. Who do you think he's going to try and throw it to?
You know, right now, the throw's being taken to Brett Cantor is one of the farther throws on the team. And Rory Burke being subbed out for number 8, Matt McLaughlin.
Okay, so Cantor trying to find a good output. About 6.5 minutes left.
Mike Ehlers now.
Okay. Back to Cantor.
And the shot by Mendez.
And it's a goal for Mendez.
His second of the night.
And it's 3-3. This is becoming quite the shootout with 6 minutes left.
And 9 seconds.
3-3 already. And now it's starting to look like the game I expected to see from the beginning. It's getting very exciting up here, Mike. I can only imagine what's going through the minds of the players down on the pitch. And Bolingbrook is trying to get it out.
And Bolingbrook stepping hard down. And
Looked
a
like a
foul.
I think that's a trip on the Seabolts. About 6 minutes left here.
And the kick taking a while to commence. Cantor with the clearing header. Ehlers with a very nice reflection off of him.
Kicked high up in the air and out of bounds. So Cantor's got it. Kicked out of bounds by Ryder. Looks like Cantor's going to throw it in.
Deep throw. Can't find anybody, but Alicia off the header.
Society back to Alicia. Up to
Through
Mendez.
ball to Mendez. And Mendez
And
with the cut back. And the shot.
kept by the Raider.
With 5 minutes left now in the first half. The score is still tied at 3-3.
You have to admit that was an excellent opportunity for the T-Bolts. Sailors is trying to apply some pressure, and looks like there might be a stoppage. So, number 20, Christian Gutierrez, kicks it pretty deep into T-Bolt territory.
Header now.
Back to number 5, high.
Kern with the save. E.J. Kern with the punt.
Out about midfield. We've got about 4 minutes.
Gatsky still staying on his man.
He's hanging in there, Mike. And the T-Bolts get the ball back. They're trying to charge it down the field.
Now number 18 for the Raiders. Sliding stop by Brett Cantor.
And
Storia trying to get control. McLaughlin backing him up. McLaughlin kicking it out of bounds for a Raiders possession.
now you've got to be very careful here. They're very deep.
And Mike Ehlers with the clear.
Using some of his football skills to boot that one deep. Okay.
And now Pokey trying to keep that one in.
Pokey being Pokeshava, Kevin.
And now Leisha getting around some players.
You know, he might be trying to look for Mendez. He tries to pass it up. Looks like he's got his man.
He finds him.
Back to Leisha.
Burke. Cross back in to Societa. Societa trying to get up to the header. Shot by Alicia. Blocked by a player. Ball played back into Van Bruggen off of his face. Miscommunication. Matt McLaughlin still staying hard on his man.
You can bet Van Bruggen's going to field that one in the morning. Now Ehlers is kicking it back in to number 10 of the Raiders.
And number 20 trying to find Storia. Storia bringing it downfield. Getting a through ball to absolutely nobody, it looks like right now.
Looks like Society's trying to give him some pressure. No, that's number 8.
Cantor.
Back
Out
to
to
Leisha.
Leisha to Ehlers.
Now let's kick deep. And it looks like that's going to be swooped up by Kern.
With 1 minute, 50 seconds left.
Not one of his best punts the other night.
Some mistiming on his drop kick. Kern coming out once again, grabbing the ball.
He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to half happen what happened earlier. That's a
beautiful punt by Kern, straight to Mendez. Van Bruggen out with the ball, turning to find Pokshava. Legatsky brings it downfield. Offsides called by the line official once again.
We've got about 1:10 left here in the first half. 3-3 all. No. Is this what you're expecting? As we approach the end of the first half.
Honestly, I thought this game would be a lot lower score, 3-3, being end results, you see with between Arsenal and Man U, not between the Raiders and the T-Bolts.
Well, as you said earlier, the Raiders came into this game with a very high-powered offensive plan, and we have not seen a whole lot of it tonight.
So side and out of Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen taking a touch. Van Bruggen looking for the handball, but he's not finding it. Leisha now looking for man. They have to double team him now just to stop him.
They're respecting the power of the Leisha as Van Bruggen gets the ball away. Tries to kick it deep, but it's deflected off a Raider. As we've got about 15 seconds left here. Kick deep. Looks like...
Storia's going to take this.
Okay.
Storia's got one man on his back. Up to McLaughlin. McLaughlin getting there. Off of a Raider for an Andrew possession.
And that is the end of the first half, 3-3. Pretty exciting game.
Yeah, the T-Bolts, they're leading. They're tied 3-3 right now. And I'm Mike Brennan.
And I'm Ryan Witchery.
And we'll be back after the half.
Why? Last week we heard a comment from Raiders saying that Team Soccer's a joke. How do you respond to that?
And we're back with second half action.
Andrew looks like it's got the ball. And again, it looks like the ball's kind of being trapped at midfield. I mean, not a whole lot of solid possession going either way.
And now clear by Brett Cantor. Cantor checking to the ball, stepping.
And it looks like number 21, that is...
Colin McLaughlin.
Yes, it is.
Mike
Mike
Ehlers
Ehlers
now.
boots it deep.
Bring it down to Leisha. Keeper coming out. Leisha
And-
going up.
And the keeper beats Leisha, kicks it out, and it's kicked out by Mr. Colin McLaughlin. Now, as we see, Colin, Matt, and Sean McLaughlin, are they all brothers?
Colin and Sean are. Matt is not related to them in any way.
It's that time that you see three of the same last name. As it's being thrown in by number 19, that is Kevin Pokshava.
And now Rory Burke will be throwing it in.
No, it looks like he's going fairly deep. Throws, and
Van Bruggen checking two. Ehlers stepping. Cantor now the pass back to Storia. Storia back to Cantor out wide.
he just gets right before he goes out of bounds. Now,
Nice ball played from Mendez to Van Bruggen.
and out of bound, I believe, on the Raiders.
And a throw in now to be taken. It looks like by Brett Cantor. Cantor now with the ball again. Crossing it in. Leisha with the header.
And it's a goal for Leisha.
And it is now Leisha's second goal of the night, with Jesus and Leisha now in contention for a hat trick.
It is 4-3, Andrew, with 37 and 45 left in the second half. What a way to kick off a half.
You know, just 2 minutes in and they're already up. Even though it's only by one in a 7-goal game right now.
Do you think Coach Pat McDonald's had a little something to say during halftime?
You know, when I walked past the huddle, I mostly heard Marsden's talking. Because Marsden, he's the talker down there. It really seems like Mac and Zolk are more laid back, but when they do say something, it
It's
matters.
powerful. And it looks like there's going to be a foul, perhaps on the Raiders.
And it is on the Raiders.
Okay. And it looks like Andrew's got it deep into Raider territory. Raiders got to be vigilant here. And the kick.
No good from Storia, I believe.
And that was a very hard angle shot. I mean, I think he would have been better off trying to pass it, but hindsight 2020, I guess. As the
Keeper's
Raider
still
kicks
not
it
taking his own goal kicks.
off. Now this is still very strange. as you said earlier, at this level. Looks like it's out on the T-bolts.
Come on, Andrew!
Number 6 handing it off to number 5.
Good offense.
Storia knocking that ball out of bounds.
So again, out of bounds for the Raiders. They're getting deep down into our territory, Mike.
Thrown by number 5. Number 5, he has a run up, but it seems like he loses all of his momentum right after. He just stops.
That's very strange. And
Baby against Saida now in the game.
And Kern kept the ball. That was pretty dangerous.
Correction, that is Saida. And now a chest trap by Van Bruggen.
Oh, he steps over one player, and
Through
he's
ball
got
to
a man.
Mendez. Mendez with the shot.
It's a goal.
Mendez now with the hat trick.
Now it is 5-3 Mendez. Now this is a very special accomplishment for any soccer player at any stage, wouldn't you say?
It's always a great feeling to get 1 goal, but getting 3 in the same game.
Now that's something special. As you can see, he's being congratulated. He has just one of the most elated expressions I've ever seen on that man.
But just as soon as the moment started, he's getting straight back to business.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked. As we're
Van Bruggen had to
continuing.
poke the ball out. Fabian now. Fabian out wide to Poksheva. Poksheva in the middle to Ehlers. Dangerous play there. Ehlers having to slide to get the ball to Burke. Burke bringing it downfield just out of bounds, getting past Alicia.
Now, why do you think Coach Pat McDonald switched out Kern and Saida?
In a game like this, with the Raiders, seems like they don't have any endurance. It seems like it's already some of their players have their hands on their hips. I think Coach Mack really realized we can pull away with this win. We're a better conditioned team. We're the better team. And let's put the other keeper in there right now. See what happens.
Good insight, Mike, as always. As he slides to keep it in.
McLaughlin back to Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen with a good ball. And Mendez trying to chest the ball over.
Out of bounds on the T-bolts. With 34-22 left. As you can see there, it's number 10, Lauren Leisha.
And also the Andrew Varsity getting new jerseys. For black and white jerseys from the Andrew Booster Club.
I mean, the Booster Club, they're one of the most dedicated people here at Andrew.
Yeah, because one of the things that they always say at the meetings is, it's not just for this one sport that we're doing it for. It's for the whole sports program here at Andrew.
Mm-hmm. No, one for all and all for one, I guess.
Very true.
You know, it was a Booster Club that made our very nice new concession stand. It's much roomier than our old one.
And the Booster Club also paying the taxes on the Dodge Viper to be raffled off tomorrow night at the football game.
You know, that car was very nice. It only has less than 4,000 miles on it. If you're a car lover, you need to pick up this one.
Unfortunately, though, all tickets are not on sale anymore. Fabian Saida luring the player in.
Oh, what's he going to do? He rolls it out hard.
Attempting to step the Raider. He fails.
You know, when everyone thinks of homecoming, they think of, the football game. This is not the case. I mean, this is an all-school event. I mean, last night we had the powder puff. Tonight we have the soccer game. Tomorrow, obviously, we have the football team.
And Saturday again, the boys varsity and JV will be traveling to Joliet Central. Number 5 now.
That is John Lund.
Colin McLaughlin drawing the foul off of number 10.
No, I didn't quite see that. Did you see what happened?
It was a dangerous play by number 10 for the Raiders.
Oh, okay. So,
Story now to be taking the free kick.
oh, he holds his progress. And the kick looked like to Ehlers. Kicked back by Raider.
Ehlers holding its ankle, it appears.
Now
And the
this
clock is now being stopped at 31 minutes and 59 seconds.
Now this is something you never want to see. I mean, he looks very much in pain. He has not moved. This is very scary stuff here, Mike.
And once again, the clock is being stopped at 31 minutes, 59 seconds.
Now this is scary stuff obviously for Pat McDonald. And
You never want to see a player get hurt, and especially with Ehlers already having an injury to his wrist. That may be the problem right now.
It's not clear as to what the injury is. As we both know, he is the kicker for the varsity football team. This can really hurt us. And we've got our trainer out there.
But let's not focus all on the injury. Let's also focus on some of the other clubs here at Andrew, like the debate club, the debate team, and the speech team run by Mr. Mike Kravitz.
As we applaud the fallen warrior off the pitch. That does not look good. I was a member of the debate and speech team last year. It was quite a lot of fun. I suggest anyone that likes speaking in general, do them. And homecoming, not just athletic, it's all around. As we saw, everybody that's a club, they all got to paint the windows.
That's a pretty cool thing, seeing the whole school just get painted for 1 week.
It goes along with our motto, together we bring the thunder. Deep, and a goal!
The fourth goal for Andrew player Jesus Mendez.
This has been a special game for Jesus. One would think hat trick, you're satisfied, but no, he just wants to keep attacking and attacking and attacking.
At this point, the score right now is looking more like a freshman game than a varsity game.
Again,
Normally, but you see their freshman games, they're scoring 8, 9 goals a game for one side. And now it's 6-3 right now, Andrew.
It's so almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was this game. I mean, first half it was kind of slogged down. Second half, Andrew's come back firing. We're firing on all cylinders now. As you said earlier.
Burke now shouldering the ball away. Make sure to keep his arm inside so he doesn't draw the handball.
A push
Socida with a big push right in front of the referee.
I'm sure it was just a mental lapse there.
Time on the clock is now 31:25.
Here in the second half. So, little stoppage in play right now.
And a shorter kick cleared by Brett Cantor. Straight to Alicia. Alicia looking for Mendez down, but the wind taking this one away.
And obviously we'll be trying to get some info on Mike Ehlers as soon as information becomes possible. And number 13, he's breaking down.
Rory Burke.
And
he cuts across.
Oh.
And Jesus Mendez sprinting in for the ball.
Not quite there. That was a tough takedown for number 13, Rory Burke.
Rory's a tough kid, though. In the past, he played rugby.
I'm sure that rugby training's coming in handy now.
Keeper calling off the players.
And he's taking his own kick. Not a very good kick. Back to Burke. The Raiders have possession.
Finds 11 through. Number 9, though, calling him off.
Number 9, that's Hugo Lopez. And that was a hard tackle. Van Bruggen is not pleased with himself.
Now he's asking his teammate what just happened there.
I mean, the expression on his face is pure astonishment as we get prepared for a kick close to the Andrew penalty zone.
Just outside the 18, maybe 8 yards outside.
And
Socida coming out.
Whew.
Fabian out the punt.
Out to almost looked like he was trying to find his brother Jonathan.
And now Pokey stepping.
As he
Bad touch on that.
as he pokes it out of bounds. Number 7. Oh, wait. No, number 5, John Lund again. He's looking to throw it back in.
And now you see Pokestaball on screen. Not happy with his last touch, you can see, directing the defense.
And Lund is just kind of standing there. I'm surprised. And... oh.
Societa blocking the ball off his face.
Again, this is a selfless team, you know.
McLaughlin playing Societa. Societa to Alicia. Alicia to Jesus on the through ball. Mendez getting through. He's got one man. Mendez with the cutback. Trying to get the ball over to Alicia. Alicia had absolutely no one on him, but he just couldn't get it with 2 men on his back.
And that's a high kick. Out to Van Bergen.
Straight back to Societa. Societa with the kick up. Field.
And that looks like that is Mr. Brett Cantor trying to get the ball.
With the time now being 27:56. The T-Bolts are leading 6-3.
You know, do you think it's a different T-ball team or just a different Raider team that came out in the second half?
You know, the Raiders seem to be more intense, but the T-Bolts, they're fighting back with an even stronger defense.
As you said, I'm sure Mr. Marsden, or Coach Marsden rather, I'm sure he had a couple of strong words. You know, perhaps not as intense as other athletic coaches, but he got his point across, I'm sure.
And with a short corner, once again, repeating the same pattern. Shot in straight at Fabian.
I'm just curious because their first goal tonight it came off a normal corner, not just one of those short little passes, and a high punt out to about midfield. Jonathan Societa trying to get the ball.
Still checking too. Adnan now.
Off to Lisha.
Cantor casually to Storia. Storia finding his man in the middle. Mendez.
You always have to be careful with Mendes.
And a push inside the box.
No call?
You know, the referee, in his eyes, may have seen an advantage of the game. Maybe seen an advantage on that, or just more of a struggle for the ball.
Okay. Of course, your soccer insight is invaluable, Mike. T-Bolts throw it in. And I think that's a push. Push on the T-Bolt.
Ball hitting up. Brett Cantor clearing it over.
It seems like tonight, wherever the T-Bolts need him, Brett Cantor's been there.
And now stepping up, Brett Cantor. Handball missed by the officials.
You know, it's hard for just 2 men to try and cover the entire pitch. Or 3 men, rather.
And the Raiders possessing right now.
No. I think they're just trying to figure out what's happening to them. I mean, they let up 3 goals here in the second half alone.
In just less than 15 minutes.
As we approach 25-13 left.
Pokestaball now.
And the T-Bolt's trying to clear.
Cantor playing very aggressively with his body right now. But the Raider getting around him.
Oh, no.
Fabian coming out. Teammate saving him on that one.
No, that was close, Mike.
You know, it's a scary moment as a keeper, but he's got to shake it off and move on to the next thing.
You know, it's moments like these. And a breakaway.
Mendez now. Mendez with a shot.
Societa! He
Societa
shoots
finishing
it
the goal
in.
to make the score 7-3 with 24:35 left on the clock.
So 4 goals alone in the second half. You know, this one for Jonathan Societa, also a sophomore. You know, I was not expecting this at all.
And now seeing almost every single one of the Andrew players cheering on Societa and Mendez right now for that amazing play.
You know, that shows teamwork on this team. I mean, Jesus realized he may not be able to get it. Just tried to shoot it, hope for the redirect. He found the redirect, found Societa, and he scored. His Bolingbrook tries to charge forward.
And Alicia now with the ball, pushing forward with a big touch. Slide tackle, but it looks like the ball went straight into his face. McLaughlin now juggling around his opponents. Adnan now.
That's a fancy piece of footwork. That's kicked out of bounds. I believe that it's going to be out on the Raiders. 24 minutes left here.
And a throw to be taken by number 5 for the Raiders.
John Lund.
Hayter now. Alicia playing it up high.
Hear a whistle. And did he just show a card?
It doesn't look like it because no one is coming off of the field.
Okay. Looked like he was holding something up. Maybe I just missaw.
Correction, number 24 now is coming off the field right after he gets back on. Nemo Mushle.
No, I think Coach Pay McDonald wants to get everybody out on the field. I mean, 7-3, you're given a little bit of room to experiment.
McLaughlin now back to Storia. Hayter now. Pokeshava with the clear. McLaughlin.
Back to Societa.
Societa waiting for a play to develop. Almost offsides by Alicia.
To Van Bruggen. He's trying to dart around the defender. Kicks it back. Up to 19. I believe that's Pokeshava.
Misplaced touch to Societa. Societa getting downfield shot.
And it's a goal for Jonathan Societa.
But wait, there's an offsides call now.
No.
At about the 41-yard line.
So no goal. I mean, that would have been one heck of a goal, man.
You know, but the keeper, he didn't even see him try to save that ball. He was just going for the offsides call.
It's a shame, but this is soccer. Looks like number 14 for the Raiders. Andrew regains possession. As Johnson tries to run down the field, trying to get that ball.
Alicia now. Alicia cutting around, trying to get to the ball before it gets out of bounds.
And he is successful.
Alicia going. Hayter now with the ball for the throw-in for the T-Bolts. The score is still 7-3. T-Bolts with only 7 goals after that offsides call negating Jonathan Societa's goal.
There's about 22 minutes left. And looks like number 3, Adnan Hayter's trying to figure out who to get it to. 21.
McLaughlin touching around. Ooh!
Blocks off the flag.
McLaughlin now with the cross. Deep back. Legatsky fighting for position. And the ball will be called for a Raiders ball deep in their own territory. With 21 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. The score is still 7-3. Andrew leading.
Okay. Andrew's got the ball. And looks like number 3, Hayter.
And on Hayter now to Societa. Societa getting around a couple of guys. McLaughlin now with the ball. McLaughlin shooting way out. About the other end of the 6 that ball went out. And as we remind you, the 6 is the small box. And the 18 is the larger box.
Thank you for that clarification, Mike. As John Lund is trying to kick it off instead of the goalie.
And the free kick, goal kick, A very nice distance. Brian Chase now in the game, replacing Pokshavo. Adnan trying to check to the ball, but a misplaced pass from McLaughlin.
So it's going to be Raider ball here again with about 20-12 left in the game. 7-3 T-Bolts.
And a throw-in, deep throw-in. Trying to be settled by number 7. Leisha getting around. Out to Cantor. Cantor cutting back in. Cantor back to Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen to Cantor. Cantor back up to Leisha. And Leisha now looking outside for a man. Ball played through. Would have been offsides if the ball had made it. Chase now with the ball. Hader.
I mean, you can definitely see the differences in conditioning between these two teams. I mean, that Andrew, while they look like a little sluggish, they're still very well within it, while some of the Bolingbrook players looked absolutely exhausted.
And Brian Legatsky saving his team there with a slide tackle inside the 18.
19 minutes left in the game.
Ball now to be thrown in by Andrew. With Brett Cantor taking the throw in.
As usual.
And
And
ball up to Societa. Societa with a shot.
deflected.
Fumbled by the keeper.
Now one of his
High
better
punch,
punts.
but nowhere. Hader
And
getting called for jumping over the Raider back.
well, illegal. That does show a lot of athleticism for Hader. Deep kick.
Headed back. Fabian can't pick this one up. With an unintentional pass or a head back to goal, a keeper can pick up the ball, but if it's passed directly from a player to the keeper is then considered a field player at that point.
Thank you again for that clarification, Mike. Number three
Adnan Hader.
Thank you. He's taking up the field. That's blocked by a Raider.
Number 6 now, Sean McLaughlin out there with his big brother.
And Sean McLaughlin, he's only a freshman, but he's shown quite a lot of talent. Oh, and a trip. Oh,
They take him quick. Trying to find Leisha.
another high kick. And stoppage of play. 18 or 16, 53 left.
And a deep ball offsides.
So again, 7-3. You know, the big homecoming game is tomorrow. You know,
It's always one of the biggest events of the year, especially the homecoming football game with almost, which seems like most of the schools showing up to the game with the student section filling up almost half the bleachers.
and it's not just students, it's also the faculty and alumni. I mean, it's it's a whole dog event. As the Raiders try to charge it up, blocked by a T-Bolt.
Deflection off number 5's face. And a ball played back with absolutely no purpose for a goal kick.
So Fabian's gonna get ready to kick it out.
For the goal kick, Ryan.
Yep.
Fabian to be taking this one from just about the center of the goal box.
Now, are there any set rules as to where you kick it off from, Mike?
As long as you're on the 6, you're fine.
Very good.
Header getting over Societa's head.
And out of bounds into the stands. Almost hitting on it.
And now Brian Chase to be taking the throw-in. And now Burke back in the game. Hayter being hit from behind.
Oh,
Looks like a missed handball.
out of bounds.
But right now the referees maybe they're just giving the Raiders the benefit of the doubt, maybe hoping that they get just one more goal to be a little bit better.
I mean, this got a little more respect.
And there's also the rule that if the T-Bolts get up by another 3 goals, the time will be automatically cut in half.
Really?
If you're leading by 7, it's cut in half.
Did not hear that rule before. But I guess you learn something new every day. As it looks like...
With 14:30 left on the clock now, the T-Bolts are still leading 7-3 with a free kick to be taken by a Raider.
Looks like the T-Bolts have, set it off their pace from earlier. They're looking a little more tired, but I guess if you're running for 30 minutes straight, I guess you're going to be a little exhausted. And out of bounds.
For the goal kick. Looks like they're going to call this a corner kick, even though the line official originally stated that it would be a goal kick.
I have to admit, I think Fabian's held his own fairly well in this game. I'm sure it's very nerve-wracking for any freshman to try and come into a game like this.
And the referee stopping play once more.
Did you see as to why?
Looks like a call against Burke, maybe getting a little bit too close to the corner. He must be at least 10 yards away.
Oh. So again, another short corner, which has become a trademark for these Raiders this game.
Societa with the save. With 13 minutes, 5 seconds left on the clock. Societa with the punt. Punt's a little bit shorter than normal. Hayter with a misplaced header. Rory checking to the ball. Chase now. Burke still keeping up pressure.
Number 16.
Brian Chase now. Societa stepping.
Out of
And
bounds.
a call.
So, number 2, Freddie Ponce, ready to kick. A lateral or sideways kick. Going back into Raider territory. Raider possession.
And now a free kick will be taken from just past half now for the Raiders. And some substitutions for the T-Bolts now.
No. Can you see who got subbed in and subbed out, Mike?
Looks like Staria is coming back into the game for Cantor.
Cantor's had one heck of a game as we have about 11:23 left. Raiders gonna throw it in.
And the ball being played into the middle. A shot! Societa with a diving save.
Kept by Societa. No, he almost gave up the second chance, but he swallowed it back up. Societa looking, he rolls it.
Staria out to Burke. Chase calling him off. Chase playing this ball up to Staria.
And the call?
Offsides by Jonathan Societa.
Did they get a nice look there of number 11, Johnson Societa? Number 2, Ponce is ready to kick it.
Let's kick far back. Misplaced header.
High kick. And
Fabian coming up. Getting hit. This should be a foul. And it looks like he's staying down for a second, but he's going to try to get back up.
it looks like he's still trying to get his bearings straight.
It's like an ankle injury at this point.
You can see he's kind of, favoring one leg over the other.
Like a true keeper, it looks like he's really toughing out the injury.
They say the keeper is the toughest position on the field. You're always being, hit or striked at.
A ball coming in at 65 miles an hour doesn't really help too much.
No. So, T-Bolt's ball. Back up to 3 Hader.
Leisha back to Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen up to Hader. Hader trying to step around. Misplaced ball. Hader getting up. Staria holding his ground and having it pay off very well.
Deep, and I'm afraid this might, if supposed to get it, it might be offside.
It wouldn't be, actually.
Really?
Societa with the throw-in now.
Deciding who he's going to try and get it off to.
Mendez now coming back in. Maybe getting his 5th goal.
Now, I think that's a little excessive, but, just add some more icing to the cake, I guess. We got about 8:17 left.
Societa with the cross. Deep cross to nobody. Now a goal kick for the Raiders.
And it looks like number 2 Ponce is going to try and kick it off again. 8 minutes left here.
Now with the kick.
Not a very
Burke
deep kick.
heading it up. Societa being called for a foul, which I believe is an unnecessary call.
I didn't see what happened, but
There was a call for a push when, in my opinion, it just looked like he stepped around.
as of course, the referees have a better look than we do. So
Fabian coming out, sliding into his own players.
you got to do what you got to do, Mike.
Fabian rolling it out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin up to Legatsky. Legatsky trying to find a man on a through ball, but can't find him.
.657 here.
And now McLaughlin coming up with the clear. Societa now trying to get around his defenders.
Kicked back to a Raider.
Burke now charging up.
Oh,
And Burke with a big push trying to hide it.
I think he may have reverted back to his old rugby days there, Mike.
Last season he had a temper on the field. Getting carded very many times.
Really? You can take the boy out of rugby, you can't take the rugby out of the boy.
And now Staria just looking for some little time wasters just now. Chase now with the ball. Up to Societa.
I guess the ball taken away from him. Societa
Pushing up again. Taking a touch. And looks like the referees are calling another call against the T-Bolts.
No. Number 2, Ponce is again kicking it off.
For the free kick.
It's number 13 kicking it back.
Hader now trying to get the ball back into his own possession. And a shot on goal, deflected off of a T-bolt, almost into the own goal.
But thankfully, it went out of bounds, so it's just going to be a corner.
And now with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left, the T-bolts are still up 7-3.
I mean, not to, poke fun at Fabian, but he just looks a little small out there.
Yeah, as a freshman, what do you expect?
I guess that's true. And it's kicked up over the net.
For a goal kick. Fabian now setting up for the goal kick. It's like Cantor to be taking this one. Maybe Fabian's leg is getting a little tired.
Well, he did have that little injury earlier, so perhaps he does want to test it.
And now Van Bruggen. Van Bruggen getting around some people. Hader now. Chase with their man checking to the ball, though. Hader up to Burke. Burke keeping the ball in bounds.
And he's
Burke.
baking in to the goalie.
And Burke not happy with the placement of that ball. And a header over the height of Legatsky. With just under 4 minutes left now in the game. Seems like the Bolts have actually kind of secured this one under their belts.
I mean, whenever you have a 4-goal lead, it's pretty rock solid, Mike. But as we've seen, anything can happen.
Now with the Raider taking some time to analyze the field.
Looks like he's taking a free kick.
And with 3:20 left on the clock.
Again, the T-Bolts are just trying to waste down this clock. Hate to say, but just get this game over with.
And that's really the easiest thing to do right now. Sida checking too, getting a ball taken away from him by a Raider. Van Bruggen now with a wild touch.
Hayden.
Hader now managing to keep the ball with some strong legs. Ball now with Brian Chase. Ball out on Brian Chase for a Raider possession.
We're going to throw it in right by the goal. There's about 2:30 left. And
No
goal.
good.
Deflected back.
Chase clearing the ball out of bounds with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left now.
As a goalie, what mentality do you have going into a game?
Can you repeat yourself, please?
Sorry. As a goalie, how do you prep yourself for a game?
What you really think is, do I want to let my team down or do I want to win this game? And most of the time, it's, I want to win this game.
I don't think I've ever heard of a goalie that wants to lose.
I don't think any player ever wants to lose unless they're, of course, throwing a game.
Yeah, But that's under some special circumstances. That's
And
what's
now
illegal.
with 1 minute and 27 seconds left on the clock.
Being
It's
played
Sida
back.
checking to the ball.
And
Number 7 now.
they're breaking free.
A shot blocked by Sida. Another shot outside of the goal.
Just nearly missed.
Pure unluck by the Raiders.
And as you can see now, we are going into less than a minute to play. Societa is looking like he's going to kick off.
And with 50 seconds left now, the game really seems to be a T-Bolt victory.
This was just a very good all-around game for the T-Bolts. I mean, EJ, had a couple slip-ups, but for the most part, he was very good tonight.
Now Cantor with the ball, just trying to possess for these last final seconds.
And of course, anytime when you have a player score for more than a hat trick, you know you've got some pretty good stuff on your side.
And now with under 15 seconds left, score is 7-3.
And I think we have some people we'd like to thank for tonight.
We'd like to thank Nate Chanel for directing and camera work, Joe Salinas for camera work, Jack Volanti for directing, Mark Gannon with camera work, Mr. Kravitz for allowing us to be here, the IHSA for also allowing us to do this program, Mr. Rich Piacek for also allowing us to do this, all these officials and adults who are allowing us to do this. And once again, the score is 7-3, T-Bolt victory. I'm Mike Brennan.
And I'm Ryan Richard.
And this has been an amazing game for your Andrew Thunderbolts.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
listening.
and have a great night.
Keep it classy.
Aqui no